Shamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Marty for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar D4 here once again, here to discuss this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. This show I think the first episode laid it out to be like much better than it is. It's not bad, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Okay, if that makes any sense. But we're gonna talk about it anyway. Continue. What's the word? Consistency. I can't get the other one out, and I'm gonna sit here all day. So we pick up where we left off last week with the whole big hoopla with Gabby versus the Egyptian poodle and her mama, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. They're interchangeable. And Shay just, scrapping it out over, actually, what was it? I mean, is it over Pleasure P? Is it over Prince? I guess it's both. And the thing is, neither one of them is really worth it. I'm like, y'all doing a whole lot. Like, y'all are really investing. Y'all really throwing these fists for these men who could care less. And that shows you that they care less. So I'm just like, why are y'all fighting? And whatever. Bless their heart. But JoJo invites Amara to her store because, as you remember from last week, Kool-Aid and the J-Lo wannabe, y'all know who I'm talking about, that's Steph and Veronica. They was talking, all this stuff about Amara and she needs to let it go, and the whole Young Hollywood situation wasn't a big deal, this, that, and the fourth, blah, blah, blah. Basically being fake. Like, Amara came to y'all and was crying and, gave her heart, her feelings about this thing that really hurt her feelings, and y'all just downplayed it like it's nothing. And JoJo's like, I'm not about to be a part of this. This is some fake stuff. And y'all ain't about to have me, swirled all up in it. So she invited Amara basically to say, your friends are fake. These are the things that they said about you. Okay. And Amara just like, well, so first Veronica goes and secretly tries to go out on a date with this man after I just told him that he tried to say all these negative things about me and who I was. And then Steph, who tried to claim like she was so neutral, she going there working with them there now. Like, I know you want to say like, oh, it's this, that, and the fourth. You may have been in the talks about it, but you done already did it. And it's shady. And it is what it is. So, of course, Amara's bad. And I'm just like, I'm just waiting for her to fight her. To be completely honest, there was a scene that we saw in that first episode when they was giving like an overlook of the season, and there's an episode where apparently Amara starts laying hands on the J-Lo wannabe, and that's the part that I want. Okay, I'm ready to get to that. Because, Veronica seemed real cool that first episode, but starting episode 2 and 3, I'm looking at her a little sideways and crooked because you sold your friend out awfully quick for some DICK. And a potentially bad dinner at Popeyes or wherever y'all was about to go. Hold on, let me move this thing out the way. So, where are we at? So, Pleasure P just took many L's this episode. Or I guess just 2. Gabby basically confronts him and basically says she's looking for an apology about the things that he did. And how, she had ice cream thrown at her, and how I came to Miami to try to fix us, to get back together, this, that, and the fourth, and you were not acting or behaving this way, and I need an apology, and blah, blah, blah. She was basically trying to go up and fully check him. But what I actually forgot about is, the whole thing with Prince that was going on. Because I tell you, like, Prince has, even to this episode, barely still is relevant enough to me to really discuss anything he got going on. The only thing that he is giving to this show so far is facilitating the events to where the stuff that I actually want to talk about happens. That's pretty much what Prince is. Prince, you are the vessel for the actual event, okay? That's all you give me right now. Anywho, so Pleasure P is confronted by Gabby, and she's going off and doing all this stuff, but what Pleasure P stops him and was like, okay, I see what you're trying to do here, but what you won't do, okay, is try to pretend like you all innocent, this, that, and the fourth. Who is Prince? And you see Gabby started doing like the, the nervous, hair, twiddle, and she didn't really say nothing. Like, are you having sex with him? This, that? Like, I don't have to answer your questions, this, that, and the fourth. That means yes. Okay, because I don't care if you really want to answer. Like, if somebody accuses you of something that's just ridiculous, that you know that you did not do, you're going to say, no, I did not do that. But if you did, but don't want to say and incriminate yourself that you did, you're going to say, oh, no, I don't have to answer that. You're not my man, even though you were trying to be his man. But I don't have to answer that for you and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sis, you're guilty. You slept with him. You're trying to be his new beard, okay, after Liz is being kicked to the curb. And just admit it, sis. And at first I was saying that Gabby's a cute girl, but the more I'm looking at her, I'm like, she a little knock-kneed. She got them split ends. She really ain't got much body. She's just looking less and less attractive each episode. So if she don't come back, I'm fine with that. To be honest. Just to be completely honest. Amara next meets up with Juju, who is also another fellow Afro-Latina, and she, gives her the whole spiel about the whole drama with Young Hollywood and now how her friends are being, fake and this, that, and the fourth, because she knows that Juju is able to relate to her on that level. And so she's like, she says that she's tired of this whole situation about, not necessarily segregation, but just like the inner racism within the Latin community. And so they do this whole photo shoot, about, empowerment and image and all that, good fun stuff. And they show her in the afro. They show her in this little bob blonde wig situation. They show her like a long wig, a red wig, like all these different, styles. They all look really good. Amara can pull off a lot of looks now, okay? I'm just saying. But one thing that she said that she says that she doesn't mind. It's not like she's not open to change, but she doesn't want to feel like she's forced to do it for somebody else. Like if she wants to do it and if she, identifies with it, then she can do it then. And not necessarily because somebody else told her to, which is fair, okay? So they're doing this whole photo shoot. She's feeling great and fantastic. Now, for the next scene, P takes another L and meets up with Shay. And Shay's basically like, you know what? In this particular situation, I agreed with Shay. Because at that party, you didn't tell neither one of them about the other. And so when they just so happen to be in the same building, and then Gabby is like feeding Pleasure P this ice cream, in her mind, she's, treating her man that she's trying to get back with. So the fact she doesn't know that he's supposed to be in a relationship with somebody else, let alone that the person is in the same building as her right now. So, for Gabby, not for Gabby, but for Shay's sake, she's seeing you with this other woman who happens to be your ex, who's feeding you ice cream. And yet, she says that you knew, you were there when I was, going through that whole situation with Scrappy. And I promised myself I would never do that again. But yet now I'm feeling like I'm in the exact same place with you that I was with him. And you said that you were going to give me something better, and you're not. Okay? And she's just like, I just wish that if I wasn't the person that you really wanted, that you would just left me alone, let me mind my own business, and just not even put me through all this stuff. Like, I just didn't want to do that. And I'm like, that's fair. Honestly, that's fair, because he didn't do anything. As far as we know, whenever altercations happen, Pleasure P just books it, okay? When what's the name? Baby Blue and Shay got into it, you didn't see Pleasure P come around. He ain't say a word. When, you know, he got ice cream thrown at him from Shay, we didn't see him anywhere. Ooh, excuse me. He didn't say a word. Like, say something. Defend something. He just be, you know. So I understood where Shay was coming from with that. And he wants to try to be friends, and she's like, look, right now, I can't be your friend if I'm still in love with you, so I just need to kill you off and pretend like you dead for right now, which is fair, because when people be like, oh, we break up, but we just still want to be friends, you can't, when you were really in love with somebody and you've spent a certain amount of time, you've had a certain kind of history, being just regular friends with them is not easy. It takes a certain level of maturity, because when you're just friends, you can't expect the person to do the same things that they did when you were in a relationship. Like, you can't expect them to call you every day. You can't expect them to give you things. They can't, well, give you certain things, treat you certain ways in public. They don't have to tell you every time they go out. They don't have to tell you who's at their house, or who, you know, if you hear somebody in the background when they're on the phone, they don't have to tell you who that is. You know, and it just takes a certain level of maturity. Like, when you're done, you have to be done. Or at least get to the point where those feelings are no longer involved. You know what I'm saying? So she's just like, look, I'm not at that point right now. So you're just gonna have to be dead to me for right now until I can move on, and then we can be friends. Because if I'm still in love with you, I can't be around you. So bye-bye. So I mean, which is fair. Like I said, I was with Shay with that one. Now, let's get to this art gallery showcase. Because when Juju and, you know, Simply Jess took these pictures, she decided to put it in this whole art show, and they're gonna do this big revealing of Amara's pictures. So JoJo says she wants to invite, you know, her fake friends, which is Steph and Veronica, and her public enemy number one, Young Hollywood. And of course, Veronica couldn't make it. She had to work. What's she working on? I'm just saying. Y'all seen Veronica working on anything? Is she releasing something? Has she come out with something? Has she launched something? Tell me. I could be wrong, but I bet I'm not. Anyways, so she ain't there. So far it's just Steph and what's that boy name? Young Hollywood that came. And so when they show the pictures, he's like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. See how good she looks with the blonde hair? And I forget, I don't know if they showed which lady it was, but she was like, my favorite one is the afro. And he's like, mine isn't. I don't like that one. Like, he's still on this whole kick. And then Amara comes in, and she's like, you know, how, you know, do you guys like it? This, that, and the fourth, and blah, blah, blah. And Young Hollywood is like, I don't even know if I should say hi. Like, this, that, and the fourth. Like, how should I approach this? And, you know, Steph's like, you know, he would like to say hi. And she's like, okay. I mean, I'm here. Hello. You know, just that real fake, like, I don't even know what to call it. It's just like when you are in a position where you have to, in your social setting, where you have to speak to somebody that you know you ain't cool with right now, but you don't want to make a scene, it's like, hey. And Steph, I think before Amara even walked in the room, Steph tried to call JoJo messy or the pot stirrer because she went and told Amara, which I said, y'all were talking stuff about her. It is what it is. She repeated what you said. If y'all weren't saying anything negative to repeat, there would have been an issue. You just mad you got caught. You just mad somebody ran and told what you were saying. If you weren't being fake, then we wouldn't have this problem. Yes or no? Okay? But, I mean, all in all, it did end well because, you know, her and Steph, they did end up mending and making friends again because she said, you know, oh, it's a Haitian woman, a half Haitian woman, I can understand, and this, that, and the fourth, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, listen, I guess, but if I was Amara, I would still kind of keep you at a distance because you still pull some shady mess. You talk behind my back. You done went and started working with a man who was talking stuff about me behind my back. So I mean, we can be cordial. Like, I'm not going to want to fight you, basically. I'm not going to necessarily be cool with you, like calling my girlfriend, like Kiki Kaka, you know, all that stuff. I mean, Amara might. It just wouldn't be me. I would just not, you know, make an effort to be petty towards you as much. Yeah. And then Young Hollywood actually pulled Amara to the side and gave her an actual formal apology and tried to, you know, clear everything up, make sure that everything was, nothing else was misconstrued. And we can finally stop talking about Young Hollywood saying this stuff about Amara's hair. It has been, what's this, episode 5? And we're just now dating some drama from, 4 episodes ago. And I was like, okay, y'all really about to run this whole, I mean, more power to, you know, your culture and this, that, and the fourth. But my God, can we talk about something else? What's going to be the next problem? So finally, they're dead. Young Hollywood and, you know, Amara are gonna pull up that whole mess no more. So cool. Now we get to the gays. Which is still the most interesting part of this show so far. Okay, Malik is struggling with bringing Jeffrey to this pool party. He tried to get Michelle to come. Michelle was like, I'm not about to go to this event that's being hosted by Prince. It's just not, it's just not the tea. It's not gonna happen. So he's like, okay, fine. So he brings Jeffrey in, and he sees Prince. Prince is like a connect of his, and, you know, Prince is like, hey, you know, that's my boy Malik. What's up? Turn up, da 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 da. You know, giving that whole thing, and I guess introduces Jeffrey as his friend. Y'all know what that's like. Y'all, that stretches across, you know, straight, gay, whatever. That if you are with somebody that you're supposed to be with, and you go in a public setting, and they with their friends, and then you thinking, you getting excited, like, I'm about to meet, you know, my significant other's friends, like, I'm about to be introduced as his boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you, and they're like, oh, this is my good friend, such and such, and we like, you know that Blackish girl meme? Like, what did you just call me? So I'm just your friend now. And then, if you like me, you're going to be petty for the rest of the night. And then when they start doing all lovey-dovey later on, be like, I don't do that with my friends. That's petty, y'all. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been there, so y'all going to act like y'all don't know? All right, that's fine. I'll be alone. Some of y'all know. Some of y'all better comment down below and tell me that you know. Okay? But he, you know, of course, Jeffrey's kind of feeling the way like, oh, he's not really claiming me when he's in public, but he wants to be with me. And, you know, that's the one thing that I do like about Bobby, that he lives life out loud, and I'm living my life out loud now, so I would want to be claimed. But my thing is, I mean, he said it still, but you supposed to be claimed currently by Bobby. So the fact that you looking for claim from Malik as well kind of gives you F-boy tendencies, Jeffrey. As much as I like you and as attractive as you are, you giving me F-boy tendencies right now with this whole balancing this, that, and the fourth. So, as they talking, doing whatever, here comes Barbara from around the corner, sashaying his way, because I guess, now Barbara's talking about he saw these things on Snapchat, and he had to rush down and see what it was about. My thing is, unless you were very close, or there was a nice, good time skip from between the time that Prince and them was getting together, taking them photos, and then you saw it, that we didn't see, because there's no way that they just took those pictures and then you just pushed it to the... Did they turn their location on? Or did you just happen to know where this... Because I'm pretty sure that well, they're trying to make us believe, I should say, that Prince's events are like invite only and exclusive or have some sort of level of exclusivity. So if Prince and Bobby don't know each other, how did Bobby just sashay into this party? Like, and did they have the location on this? Like, Mona, you're slipping. Okay, 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 in this episode. But you know what? We can't expect, reality and logic to work in these, a Mona Scott production show. We just go with it. So Barbara comes in and he sees the whole mess going on, and Jeffrey's like, it's not what it is. What it is, that whole argument of him not really saying what's really going on, and of course this, is pissing Bobby off, which makes sense. It's justified this time. Actually, Bobby's anger is actually justified this time. Because I was reading him before for doing the most. But the part, see, I don't know. What y'all think? Like, yes. I mean, well, no. You know what? Never mind. That ain't even nothing to think about. Your boyfriend, I just realized that they did been sleeping together. Like, Malik was talking about how they was waking up in the morning, watching TV, showering together. I'm like, wait a minute. How y'all been doing this time? Like, is this after the Bobby fight? Or is it after the first night? Because they did bone in that one night on the balcony. But, like, did he stay over however many? Like, I need a timeline of how these things happening. But then again, me trying to put logic into Mona's stuff. So, like, he said, I want to do this forever. The whole waking up and showering thing. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. And, of course, Jeffrey is eating it up. And that's when Bobby comes and, they fighting this, that, and the fourth. And Malik is just kind of sitting like, I'm still supposed to be straight, so I can't get involved in the gay drama. He's just standing there. And then Bobby strikes Jeffrey. Like, he gives him a quick, now, mind you, we didn't see it. Now, I'm assuming it did actually happen, because that, like, when they was, like, fighting afterwards, like, that looked like real. That didn't look like no stage nut stuff. Like, I guess they didn't want to show the punch on camera, I guess. But he looked like he got him a quick boop. And it looked all too familiar, just like how I'd be outside in the parking lots of these clubs now. Just like home. They was scrapping on the floor. Like, you really couldn't see much, or at least I didn't see much of the tussle afterwards because security was so in the way. But they was fighting for real, like fighting. Oh, Lord. And Jeffrey storms off. I guess he just pulled the shirt off of him. And then Bobby's like, if I see you again and you with this man, he's not going to be nothing nice. Oh, Lord have mercy. That is truly a mess. But then again, Jeffrey, you did kind of welcome all of this. You this is all because of you. I don't blame you for wanting to be with Malik. I do not. However, Malik has he ain't perfect either, as we seen last week. He ain't perfect either. But it's still better than what you got going on with Bobby. And I died a little when Malik said, this is what you this is what you went? Really? That's what I've been saying. But this is what I really wanted to kind of ask or talk about real quick. Because next week, Bobby tries to lay out all these candles. I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? I love you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen. I'm just speaking for me personally. If the person that I'm with, we could argue down, we could yell, we could get all up in each other's faces and say some you know, some stuff to one another. Because, you know, people fight. But let me tell you, the one time that my partner lays hands on me, like actually fists, like closed fist, punches me in the face, in public, on camera. Nah, ain't no love, bruh. It's OVA at that point. Ain't no love there. Ain't no getting back together. Ain't no sorry. Okay? Because you done took it to a whole nother level that there's to the point of no return. Once you lay hands on me, that's it. Ain't no, I'm sorry. You are sorry. Yes. I agree. But I just want to know, like, would y'all... I mean, if you were Jeffrey, would you take Bobby back, assuming that you loved him? Because, child. Let me know in the comments below. But that was this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop, y'all. Ooh, child. I guess. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that button. And if you are subscribed, make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified every time we upload a video here on this channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.